Hello everyone, welcome back. We are just 10 months away from the release of Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Alrighty, so let's get right into this. Now, you guys may have heard about this. It's pretty big today, and a lot of people are talking about these two leaked photos that are related to a behind-the-scenes sequence of Star Wars Episode 9. Ever since they wrapped shooting a couple of weeks ago, they're actually shipping out all of the different prop pieces, all of the different set pieces for this movie that is actually involved with some of the major characters like Luke, Rey, Kylo Ren, etc. Now, if you guys would like to go ahead and see these leaked photographs, they will be linked below in the description and in the comment section. I just want to make it clear, I'm just being very cautious of including them in this video. So they will be linked below, once again, in the description and in the comments section. Now, what's really intriguing about these leaked photographs, specifically the first one, and we're going to get into other details as well, what's really intriguing about this is that the first one, alright, is actually said to be Luke Skywalker's X-Wing appearing in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, this most definitely lines directly up with what we heard a couple of weeks ago, that there is going to be a flashback sequence involving Luke Skywalker where Mark Hamill was in his X-Wing crashing on the island of Ahch-To into the water, and another sequence was also filmed in which Daisy Ridley filmed a sequence over in Cardington. A whole entire set piece was actually developed in order to emulate the island of Ahch-To once again. So again, like I say, what's really intriguing and what I take from all of this is that there is indeed going to be a sequence where Rey goes back to the planet of Ahch-To and lifts the X-Wing out of the water, bringing us a big callback to that of The Empire Strikes Back, where Luke Skywalker lifts the X-Wing out of the waters of Dagobah, and out of the swamp of Dagobah. So, the second photograph is an actual photograph of what is actually said to be an A-Wing of sorts being lifted away from Pinewood Studios in the UK. So, the first one obviously is the most significant one here, right? Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. Now, this is a behind-the-scenes leaked photograph, mind you. We actually have a piece of the X-Wing being shipped out, and this is, of course, Luke Skywalker's X-Wing that was actually seen in the original trilogy. So, with that being said, a lot of people are really intrigued about what's really going on here, what's actually happening with the flashback sequences in this movie. So, the fact that an Ahch-To set was built over in Cardington, where Daisy Ridley actually filmed over there, as well as Mark Hamill, and it's going to be used for two separate scenes. One scene being set in the past, and one scene being set in the present. So with that being said, alright, this actual photograph, like I say, it's in the description and in the comments. It's really intriguing because we can see that JJ is really trying to explore Luke Skywalker's past and really explain as to why his X-Wing crashed underneath the waters of Ahch-To, why it's there, and exactly why an Ahch-To set was built for specifically Episode 9 as a whole. So with that being said, guys, we do know that this movie is going to be very special for the fans around the world. It's going to be very special for the hardcore fans, those of you who are really invested in the character of Luke Skywalker and want to learn more about him in between the events of the sequels and the originals. That's exactly what JJ is going to offer in this movie, and I think it's something that a lot of fans deserve to see. So if you really put two and two together here, how this is indeed Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, and it definitely is, it actually has been said it is, and the other set design is actually going to be the one on Ahch-To over in Cardington that was actually said to be developed that involves both Daisy Ridley and, of course, Mark Hamill. So you can really see what JJ is doing here. Now, this lines directly up with what we talked about, I would say about a month or so ago, where there was a sequence filmed in which Mark Hamill was actually inside of an X-Wing cockpit, and they were rocking it back and forth and using a lot of rain machines on top of the ship, as well as using a lot of lighting techniques in order to emulate lightning, as well as a spark actually igniting that would emulate a lightning bolt hitting the actual X-Wing, hence crashing it into the island of Ahch-To. So it's heavily implied that Luke Skywalker goes through a thunderstorm and crashes into the actual waters of Ahch-To. And we've seen a great example of this in The Last Jedi, that there are thunderstorms on this planet, just like Earth, right? So it definitely does line directly up with all of this, and I think that what's really great about JJ so far is that it really seems like he's trying to do amazing things for the character of Luke. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it sounds like that this movie may have some elements of The Godfather Part 2. I don't know if you guys are big into The Godfather, if you're into a lot of those Italian movies, but I will say, The Godfather Part 2 had a lot of flashbacks. It had a lot of callbacks, right, to, you know, the whole entire other side of the story. And I think that's exactly what J.J. Abrams is trying to do here on a bit of a smaller scale. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.